So if you haven't watched the first video, go back and watch that one, and then come back to this video, because you need the amplitude, the vertical shift, and the period of each of these functions, and I tell you how to find those in the first video. Right? So those are the three things we're looking for from each of these functions. And if we find those things, then it makes it a lot easier to go and graph them. So I'm going to rewrite the standard form. So a times the sine of b times the theta plus some number c. And if you remember, a is the amplitude. A is the amplitude. B gets us the period. So if we take 2 pi and divide it by b, we get the period. And really we need to take the absolute value of b, but I think all of these b's are positive, so it doesn't really make a difference. Then c gets us the vertical shift. So you just need to find each of those pieces and tell me what they are. Okay, so the first one, the c is in the wrong spot. That's the only thing that makes this maybe a little bit tricky. So this is the c, it's just in the other, it's in the front instead of in the back. It doesn't really matter where it is. That's going to be the c. Then this 1/8 is the a, and then the b is 1/4. Okay, so the c is -3, so that's the vertical shift. So vertical shift is -3, and the 1/8 is the amplitude. So those are both really easy, you just find them. Then the one where you'll have to do a little bit of work is the period. So you'll take 2 pi divided by the period. In this case, it's 1/4. So 2 pi divided by 1/4. And whenever you divide by a fraction like that, change it to multiplying by the reciprocal. So 2 pi times 4/1. Okay, so that 4/1 got flipped upside down and becomes multiplication instead of division. So then you're just multiplying straight across. You do 2 pi times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So we have 8 pi divided by 1 is still 8 pi. So 8 pi is the period. Okay, so the vertical shift and the amplitude, you just find them. The period you have to do a little bit of work for. When it's a fraction, flip the fraction and just like I did with the 1/4, flip it over and multiply. And just do the top with the top, the bottom with the bottom. Remember, the 2 pi doesn't have anything underneath it, so you can put it over 1 if you want to. Might help you for some of them, but that's all there is to it. Okay, I'll quickly run through number 2 here, and just pull out the pieces that you need. So the c is -2. Okay, so that will give you your vertical shift. The a is 3. That will give you your amplitude. Then the tricky one is the b. The b is 1/3. There's nothing up there with the theta, so we put a 1. So the b is 1/3. That's going to get you your period. If you do 2 pi divided by 1/3. So just like I did with the 1/4, I'm going to flip it and multiply and do 2 pi times 3/1. And 2 times 3 gives me 6. Keep the pi. So 6 pi over 1 equals 6. Pi, 6 pi, keep the pi. So there's the period. Write down the rest of them. And I'll quickly do number 3 here. So our amplitude is the a, so that's the 8. The c is the vertical shift. That's the 2. For this one, the b value is 3. So we don't have a fraction here. So we just do 2 pi divided by 3. If you can simplify it, you would simplify it. But 2 over 3 does not simplify. So there's your period, 2 pi over 3. So that one's almost too easy. All right, so if that fraction simplifies, simplify it. But if it doesn't, then leave it alone. But that's really all there is to it. Go ahead and finish those up. If you have questions, send them to me. Send a picture. Be specific in your questions. And let me know how I can help you.